Welcome everyone to Big Fudge, Big Sports. This is where we will be talking about sports content and sports predictions. And today I got a special one, my very first one. We'll be talking about the NFL divisional round. It's been a wild weekend so far with the super wild card weekend. We're going to get some predictions going for what's going to happen on the very next round. So first things first, looking at this bracket, it's already a star-studded bracket here. We have our last three NFC champions are still alive: the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, and of course the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers are trying to play for their third straight NFC championship game. Meanwhile, in the AFC, we have the Kansas City Chiefs trying to go to the third straight Super Bowl. The Bengals trying to make a name for themselves. And then the Bills and Titans also trying to prove a point to everybody. So an interesting thing about the NFC here is that three of the head coaches of the last four NFL teams were all on the 2013 Washington offensive coaching staff. Matt LaFleur, quarterbacks coach for Washington; Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator; Sean McVay, the tight ends coach. That is a star-studded coaching cast right there with those three people right there in their room. So you could probably guess what their record was that year, and you probably guessed wrong. The Washington football team went 3-13 in 2013 with all three of those guys as their coaches for that offensive team. That's pretty crazy to think about, that they all went on to be very successful head coaches after that. So let's see what Vegas has got for us for betting and for our predictions. Vegas has Green Bay Packers as the favorites to go ahead and win it all. They're about to have a back-to-back MVP, Aaron Rodgers. It's not official yet, but it's pretty much as good as done. And then all the way in the back, they got the baby Bengals at plus 1,500, the least likely team to win the Super Bowl. Very young team, very inexperienced, but they did win their first playoff game in 31 years, so shout out to the Bengals for that. Moving forward, you can see that we're starting to establish some powerhouse teams in the NFL. These are what the Final Four looked like the last 2 years before this. So we have Tampa Bay and Kansas City in the Super Bowl last year, San Francisco and Kansas City in the Super Bowl the year before. We got the Packers and the Chiefs that made it to the Final Four in the conference championships the last 2 years to try and do so again this year. So it's very interesting to see that all of these teams are still alive today, and we'll see how it's going to look going forward. This weekend, we have three rematches from the regular season, and we have one game that is not a rematch, and that is this one. The baby Bengals going down to Nashville to try to upset the number one team in the AFC, Mike Vrabel's Tennessee Titans. I gotta say, I'm a little worried about the Bengals, but Vegas only has them as 3.5-point dogs. That's not bad. They're only plus 152, so it's not out of the realm of possibility the Bengals will pull off this upset. But Mike Vrabel, with rest, with at least 8 days of rest, is undefeated as a head coach. He is 8-0, 4-0 after the bye week, 4-0 after Thursday Night Football. His team is averaging 29.6 points per game after 8 days of rest, and their opponents are averaging 10.9 points per game with an 18.7 points per game difference. So he's not just beating them, he is crushing them. And he is going up against the little kitty cats, the baby Bengals, the youth, the barely experienced Bengals that got one playoff win under the belts, but they haven't been around in the NFL for too long. But they have a fearless leader, one of the up-and-coming rising quarterbacks in the NFL, Joey B, Joe Burrow. And he's got, of course, his wide receiver cast with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. These guys are outstanding wide receivers. They would be a number one wide receiver on any other team. So to have three number ones on your team is insane with a great quarterback. That is a great passing team, and they are young, and they're going to be around for a lot of years. So look out for the Bengals in the future. But right now, we got Derrick Henry coming back off of an injury, of course, but he also has a lot of rest. The Titans have a bye. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be ready to take some heads off of shoulders. This man is ready to go, and I think the Titans are going to run all over the Bengals. I think the Titans are taking this dub at home, and they're sending Joey B back home to watch the rest of the playoffs. But no worries, he'll be back again someday. No doubt about it. Moving forward, we got the San Francisco 49ers going to Green Bay, Lambeau, frigid temperatures. The team that passed on Aaron Rodgers many moons ago. Aaron's trying to get his revenge against them, but unfortunately for Aaron, he is 0-3 against the 49ers in the playoffs. So, not the best of luck against this team so far. Him and Devontae Adams, is this their last year in Green Bay? Who knows? A lot of that could ride on this very game. If the Packers could pull it off, go to the NFC Championship game, maybe go to the Super Bowl, things could be looking up and up for that team. But if they lose, who knows? They could both be out of town. And this is a good 49ers team. They look a lot like the former NFC champion 49ers from just 2 years ago. Pretty much the same exact team when these guys are healthy. The same team that went to the Super Bowl. But they also now have Mr. Do-It-All Debo, wide receiver, running back, hybrid. This guy is unstoppable, sometimes playing behind this offensive line of the 49ers. The 49ers have Trent Williams, one of the best tackles in the NFL. George Kittle, the best blocking tight end in the NFL. So when these guys get rolling, they can dominate. They dominated that first half against Dallas, and if they would have kept their foot on the gas pedal, it would have been a blowout like a lot of the other games were. But they started to ease up, and it became a close game in the end. But the 49ers have a good head coach in Kyle Shanahan. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. That's actually more than Aaron Rodgers has been to. So there's a good chance that this could be upset alert. But Aaron Rodgers wants to do this for the fans. The fans love Aaron. Aaron loves them. Look at him throwing up the I love yous right here in this picture. Can Aaron get it done? Get this win? Move on to the NFC Championship game. Move on to the Super Bowl. Win for Green Bay. Stay. Have a nice storybook ending? I don't think so. I think that this 49ers team is good and really good, and they're going to upset the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, and they are going to keep on moving with these upsets. And by the way, speaking of upsets, right now plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl. If you guys have some extra money laying around, I suggest you throw it on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, because these guys are legitimate, and they do not deserve to be plus 1,200. Honestly, disrespectful to this team. They were just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They're better than a plus 1,200. And after all this, where does Aaron go? What happens next? The future remains to be seen. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Going down to the NFC, going down to Tampa Bay with the defending Super Bowl champions, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. They've done it so many times before. They want to do it again. Tom's going for his 8th Super Bowl. His eighth Super Bowl win. 8. That is so crazy. Tom Brady still playing as good as ever. He's seen the Rams in the Super Bowl before. He's beaten the Rams in the Super Bowl before with Sean McVay at the head coach. But that's about the only thing in common. Sean McVay, Aaron Donald, aside from that, it's a very different Rams team. They've upgraded their defense. They went out and got Von Miller this year. They added Matt Stafford at quarterback. It's a new Rams team. And they also have a beast at running back in Cam Akers. He looked good. He looked dominant in their blowout victory against Arizona. But let's not forget, they did blow out Arizona, but they did also blow a lead to the San Francisco 49ers the week before. They could have put a division rival out of the playoffs, clinched up the number 2 seed. They'd be playing at SoFi right now. They'd be playing at SoFi probably all the way to the Super Bowl if they would have just closed them out and they couldn't get it done. Because good teams win those close games, and Tom Brady knows that best. And Tom Brady is a team player. It doesn't matter if they're banged up. I know Lenny Fortuny might not be playing. I know Chris Godwin's out for the year. AB took his ball and went home. But nothing's going to stop Tom. Tom plays his best when his back's against the wall. That's why he's big game Brady. Tom is the best when facing adversity, and that's why I got the Bucs winning this game and continuing their quest to go back to the Super Bowl. Back-to-back champs they're going for. Brady's going for number 8. And now what might be the most intriguing game of the whole weekend. The Buffalo Bills go into Kansas City for the AFC Championship game rematch with 2 of the best offenses in the NFL and some of the best defenses in the NFL. They got Patrick Mahomes, former NFL MVP, rocket for an arm. Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest guys in the league. Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends. They got some studs on defense. They got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And then over to Buffalo. Buffalo just had a perfect game last weekend against their rival New England Patriots. They didn't punt the ball at all. All they did was score tutties. And I think they're going to keep on rolling in Kansas City. They got some players on defense. They got some stud safeties. They got, of course, Steph Diggs catching the ball from Josh Allen. The offense looks unstoppable. The defense looked great. Micah Hyde had an amazing interception last week that really turned the momentum to Buffalo, and they didn't look back from that point. And remember last year Steph Diggs stayed on the field to watch the Chiefs celebrate their AFC championship. That's still burning in his mind. He was burning the rest of their minds. Those Buffalo Bills are hungry, and they want to go to the Super Bowl. And I think this is the time that Bills Mafia puts Kansas City Nation through a table with a big old elbow drop to the heart. I got Buffalo winning this game. Kansas City will not make their third straight AFC Championship game. So to recap, this is what I'm thinking for our conference championship games. We got the Tennessee Titans hosting the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the San Francisco 49ers. And what is sure to be two very intriguing games. I can't wait to see if I'm right. I can't wait to see if these games happen. I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say about these games. You guys tell me now in the comments below. You think my predictions are great? You think my predictions suck? Whatever you think, let me know. Just make sure you like and subscribe so we can get some more videos going. Thank you for watching.